Schroit it up podcast. My name is Mint Miracle. Introduce yourselves, fellas.
I'm Yo-Yo Wiggins, and that's me.
Flip mill.
Patty Whack, aka Flavor Bomb, and I'm honored to be here on this Christmas episode.
Yes. Merry Christmas, everyone. Shout out to Patty Whack, aka Flavor Bomb, for being here. 2 episodes in a row.
What?
This is crazy.
Wow.
No way! That can't be
I
happening.
wonder how that could happen. That's so weird.
This is insane. Now,
I didn't
Last
even know I was
week-
on the first episode.
or at least last episode, we discussed Agent Triste by Angus Zero. This week, we're going to be talking about another album by a brand new Schroiter.
I love this one.
Is High Pass Aneurysm by Dismantling the Mantis.
Great name for an artist, by
Yep.
the way.
Yep.
Dismantling the Mantis might be my favorite Schroit artist.
Mm-hmm.
You have not listened to any of their songs, have you?
No.
Just,
Basic.
and we're about to prove them right.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's get in here. So, do we start on with?
Yeah, dude.
Mont vermin
Let's start with
crocata.
Gallop.
Thank you, Yo-Yo.
I think we'll start with the first track, actually, Patty Whack.
Monte
Alright,
Also, I
um,
Hate You.
Crocata.
Okay, let's get into this.
Yep. Bam.
Good track. That's a
Great,
good
great
track.
opening track. It has the
Great track.
grandiosity of like an intro track where you're like, "Wow,
That's-
this is
Yeah.
That
gonna
is,
be
I
great."
will say that because the intro is the Toccata by Monteverdi, so it is like a classical
Oh.
type reference. I don't know if you
Okay.
guys caught that,
Fantastic.
but it is.
No,
I
no,
caught
I
that.
would not.
I
caught
for
that
sure
after I
caught
said
that.
it,
I
but
for
I
sure
caught it.
caught it.
Yeah.
Trust me,
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
Big
good.
Monteverdi fan
Of course
here.
you're not a lion. That would be so scary.
Rar.
Ah!
Wait, you're a lion.
But yeah, no, great track. Honestly, I'm gonna
Fantastic.
say I might hit the level 2 on this one. Honestly, I don't think
Yeah,
this was too
yeah, I
advanced.
think it's level
right,
2.
like,
think
But it's
there
not
was
a
some
bad
aspects-
level.
wise.
Yeah.
There-
It's
there
it's
was
good,
some-
but yeah,
There was some moments of 3, but for the
yeah,
most
they were
part,
very
2.
sprinkled. They were very sprinkled.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is-
yeah.
Pretty much
I,
it.
I like it.
I find that the pacing for the song is pretty well done. I feel like
Yep.
you get to a point with that first theme where you're like, oh, this is about the time it should change, and it does.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I find it very specific. It's like, okay, I've heard it too many times, and then you hear that transition into the next part,
Mm.
Yep.
and I think that's pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
Like it's definitely a longer Schroit song at 42 seconds, but that's not
Yeah.
too long. Like there's a lot of Schroit
that's-
within
yeah,
that.
that's a
part.
fine
That's a
line.
very.
It's
that's a very
longer.
fine line.
It's long-ish. It's not
Yeah.
like long Schroit. I feel like it's 50 seconds to like a minute 30. That's like the long Schroit.
A
range.
minute. Don't
This
push
is
a
ju-
minute 30. I'm like a
Yeah.
50
Oh, a
seconds
minute
to
30. That's like if you get
That's
to a
the
minute
race.
30,
Extreme.
you have to know
That's an
what you're
extreme.
doing, and it has to happen. I think like once or twice that it's been like over like a minute 10, but like
Yeah.
it's not that often. But I feel like it's longer Schroit, but it's not
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
Schroit.
Decent length Schroit. Good stuff. Good pacing.
I would say personally,
Yeah.
I fantastic. How my one thing would be, I feel like the ending was very abrupt. It could have been more of a slowing down or more of a
Now-
Something like
smooth
a
ending.
fade.
Yeah, this coming from the guy who put
But this
20-second
one is not so bad.
intermissions on every track of an album. So yeah.
Hey, experimental phase. What did I say?
Yeah. Yeah. No. But
Wait, do you guys
it
want
was
to have a
intentional.
good
I-
Patty Whack impression right here? I can do another
Yep.
good
Oh
one.
no.
What do my fingers smell?
That's so accurate. It's insane how accurate that is, actually.
I like the way
Could've
that
scratched longer,
the
but-
start ties in with the ending,
Yeah.
or the ending ties in with the
Yes.
start.
Yes,
That's
yes,
pretty cool.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you close it with a big loop.
Yeah.
Yo-Yo Wiggins when
Yeah.
something rhymes. Sorry.
I love Dr. Seuss. I love Dr. Seuss.
So true. DJ, hit the
Is
Yo-Yo
that
strike.
why
word.
you invent words all the
Yeah.
time? Because you can't speak?
Yeah.
That makes so
Okay.
much sense now.
Let's get on
I
to
did.
Gallop.
Guys, those aren't
Gallop.
typos, okay, when I'm naming songs.
I'm a visionary, okay? I'm a visionary.
I meant to write it like that for business card. I meant it like that. Like I didn't do it on accident.
Wait, how did you write business card?
Not
Business.
correctly. Anyways, let's not
B
sidetrack
U
too
I
much.
S N E S S.
Yeah. Let's get galloping, guys.
Business.
Yeah,
Let's
let's
get on
get
the gallop.
galloping. Let's
Okay.
get galloping.
Let's gallop.
Urgh.
Gallop. My favorite.
Are you talking to me?
There
Okay.
you go.
To me,
I-
that feels like a classic fifth mill ending where you're like, I want to see where this goes with this instrument. So you just like when I make a song at the end, I usually just put some random notes and like this sounds weird, and that's
Mhm.
gonna be the end of the song. And this, it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah. Now you guys probably caught this is definitely a cover of "Walk" by Pantera.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Pantera?
Bum. Ba-na-na-na. Da-na-na.
It's like it's a metal band. Don't worry about it.
Respect.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, that's
Yeah,
why.
yeah.
That's why.
I don't know if you
What
guys
did
heard
you
me say
say?
it, but I said, "Are you talking to me?"
I heard.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna say
That's
here.
pretty sick.
I will say. Too long. This one was too long
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
It's too long.
Well, it's too long because it's repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The-
but
I would
that's
say-
the thing. It's the themes aren't moving quickly enough.
Yeah.
I would have cut
he
this
maintains
in half easy
the-
style.
Yeah. The only thing is, I kind of got into the walk part about halfway through. I clued in. I was like, "Oh, this is walk."
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then because you can tie in with that, with the fact that it's pretty much a cover of walk, right? I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm in it," right? Because now I'm going da da na 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 da na 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 na. Right.
Yeah.
So-
I would.
It's personally
yeah,
the
it is too long.
yoi. I felt like the yoi, like I didn't catch on the walk part because the yoi was too loud, and I
Yes.
couldn't
It
hear
is
the other
very
instruments.
overpowering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that's the
what I
thing.
would have done, you can control every instrument's like volume. So sometimes I'm like, this instrument is awesome, but it doesn't have enough volume. So I
Yeah.
just lower everything else and boost that one instrument.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I would say the fact that yoi is the main thing you hear, and that's the part that does like constantly repeat. Like the rest doesn't repeat as much, but the part that you hear is the part that repeats.
Yep.
Makes
That's
it
the
feel
part that's
longer.
punching in your face. Punching
Yeah.
in your face.
If the
yeah.
yoi was more was quieter, it would probably be much better. Honestly,
Yep.
I should make a sound
But
like a song
maybe
that just
shorter-
has.
like half the
Li-
length would probably make it best.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, should I make a song that's just yois like the whole time, but it's just barely audible?
Copper
Yes.
Wires 2?
I agree. That's a fantastic idea.
You're
Or just,
not
like,
far
it's just
off
with-
already.
True.
Yeah.
But it's not because
it's
I didn't try.
two?
It's because it's so. Oh yeah, this. Is
Yeah,
two.
level 2. I'd say level 2.
Yeah.
Definitely not as strong as the first track.
Nah.
in my
Monkey Vacuum
opinion, but
Cock
hey, that's how it be.
yeah.
And again, this is a debut album. It's a debut album.
So, are all of these covers?
I
they
don't
just
think
don't
so.
know?
I think just the first two were, but I don't remember. Anyways, let's hit the next track, Toshiba Tyranny.
Oshiba Tirani. I don't think that was a cover.
No.
That sounds like some
I like
some
that.
classic
Very-
Schroit, like the
very
Schroit that
Yeah,
you hear.
that sounds like
yeah, the
true,
classic.
honest Schroit.
Yep. No
Yeah.
gimmicks
I
here.
love
just
the drums.
Straight Schroit. Yeah, the drums were great, especially that
The
ending
drums are
part.
fantastic.
Yeah,
really did
for
that
this
well.
song, Dismantling the Mantis went straight to the Schroit mines, got some good old Schroit to get to Schroit family. It's like classic. This is
Yeah, and
like
what is that? We're rocking 26 seconds.
Classic.
That's a
Good
classic
length.
Schroit length
Yeah.
too. Like,
Mhm.
and I
Classic
felt
length.
that there was nothing happening that was too consistent,
Yep.
right?
Mhm.
Over that
Dynamic,
long
yeah.
period.
It felt
Exactly. Thank you.
random.
Good word.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt good and developing the entire time throughout the song.
Mhm.
That's a good song. I would say this is
Is
kind of
this
a
a
tough
little
one. I
two
feel
or
like it's a
three? Yeah.
That's-
It's
yeah,
between
yeah.
2 and 3. That's the thing.
yeah.
I-
So
I
we're going to
think-
go for. I'm gonna go for 3. I think it's a
I
3.
lean on 3.
but
I
a
think
very
if
low
you
3.
showed it to someone who
Yeah.
didn't hear Schroit before, they would be like, "Huh?" Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
that's
to
true,
a
that's true.
Schroiter, this is easy eatings, right?
Yeah,
Like
I
to
was
someone who
thinking
doesn't
2,
know
but
Schroit.
you make it sound like a 3 when you say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've
So
been
So do we go?
convinced.
Please
Passenger.
passenger seatbelt.
Yes.
That's
That's a
name.
great name.
I like
Yeah.
that. Name.
Okay,
Nice.
That's
let's
why
get
he's my
into it.
favorite artist.
Yeah. Good
I
track.
think it's a good
It's
song.
good.
Felt a bit long.
Yeah.
I agree
Yeah.
And
completely.
the yoi was a little too loud. I wouldn't
It's a
say it was
little
as much of a
overbearing.
problem than
Mhm.
than Gallop because you could still hear the rest of the stuff. I just feel like a little quieter would have been better.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. That's like I usually like to have all my instruments be able to be heard the same. Maybe
Yoi can be a
Dismantling
little
the
louder,
Mantis.
in my
Yeah,
opinion.
Yeah, as a lead or something like
Just
that, which is
not
what it's
as
doing.
overpowering.
You know, but like I think I don't
Yoi
know
is
that
very
that was the goal, but yeah, like it was a good song, but just that I felt like at the end I was like, okay, I've understood the message.
Yeah, like I feel like
Yeah.
by like 30 seconds or like around the 28-second mark, like you always keep bringing up Yo-Yo Wiggins, I feel like I was like, this is a great song. This is probably the best song on the album so far. And then there was another 20
It
seconds.
continued for 20 seconds.
And I was
yeah,
like,
then you're kinda
do we
like,
need
okay,
another 20
well,
seconds? Right? Great. I think it's a great song. I think it's a good song. I still think it's one of the
Oh,
best
yeah.
tracks on the album. But yeah, the length thing. Which I get it for a lot of new Schroiters. It's really hard because they have
It's
so many
weird
ideas.
to have such a short song
And
too.
in their mind, they write something that's 40 seconds and they're like, this is so short. I need to do more. I'm like, no, you don't need to do more.
No, that's the
Hey,
beauty of it.
spoilers. Remember, if you have an idea that's good enough to add to a song, it's good enough to make an entire song for that.
True.
Also,
True.
remember that Mint Miracle and I both released it on the same day 4 albums.
Yep.
That's a
So,
lot of
Yeah,
content.
it's a good
That's
album.
lot of stuff.
A lot of albums. Hey, if you want to try it, it's a really interesting challenge.
Exercise.
Yeah.
At the end, I had no more inspiration, and it gave a delicious turkey dinner. I think that was that the last album of the day.
I don't know if it was the last one, but it was in that day. I remember that.
I have like a spreadsheet. Let me check what
Spreadsheet.
what albums I made. Yeah, I have like a Google Docs that I made or to track. Like I'm trying to make it for every song. It's gonna be like a big document. But on the same day, I made Twist, Delicious Turkey Dinner, War of Attrition, and Why Is It Always Slimy? Okay, so it got
In that
better.
order?
Why is it always
Yeah.
slimy? Oh.
Why Was It Always Slimy was the last thing that came out of my brain that day, which is probably like one of my classics.
It's a class. I think it's a classic album. I don't think it holds up as well compared to some of your better ones because you have a lot of great albums. I am like the #1 Fifth Mill fan, so I'll say it. There are a lot of fantastic albums in the Fifth Mill discography. But
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But I think it
I'm
was
the
better
number
than
one
War of Attrition,
dismantled
Delicious
Mantis
Turkey Dinner,
fan.
and Twist. I think it was better than all
Probably
three of
that,
those.
yeah. The thing is that it has Gateway to the Forever Joy, which is like the one of the best Schroit song names. That's such a good
Mhm.
name. That's
That's a
such a
great
good
name.
name. Anyways, before we do that too much, there's one last track on this Dismantling the Mantis.
The best one,
Dave,
actually.
Eating goldfish.
High pass aneurysm. Yep, teeth and goldfish. Hit that Schroit button, why don't you? Great track
That
to finish things
ending,
off.
Yoi,
Nice.
Good stuff.
that
Yeah,
ending
ending Yoi was
Yoi.
fantastic. Yeah.
But once again, I think the Yoi during most of the song, a bit overpowering the other instruments.
Yeah.
I would have loved to listen a bit of like hear what's happening behind the scenes, like in the melody. But the Yoi is very overpowering. I'm not saying it's a bad song. It's just that like I wanted to hear a bit more what's happening.
I know what
in
you're
that.
saying. I think maybe what I would have done here is for that first section, I think maybe I would have kept the Yoi for the first half, cut the Yoi out of the second half, and then bring the Yoi back in for that
Bring it back
outro.
in.
Right? Something like that. So
That's
that
a
way
good-
it gives you
yeah,
more
that's good.
breathing room between them. Because overall, I think this is. I'm not sure. This might be the best track on the album. I'd say.
Well, the
Um,
listens are saying it's a very popular one.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
say
That
The
doesn't mean that it's
first
necessarily the
one
best.
I think it's
would
between the
be my
first
I
and the
like
last. Yeah.
Toshiba Tyranny.
That's fair. Toshiba Tyranny was also
Yeah.
very
that
solid.
was very Schroit.
Very Schroit. Very, very Schroit.
But that song, is it a 2 or a 3?
Did we
I think
even
it's a 2.
do
Yeah, I think it's a 2.
please passenger the passenger seatbelt? Did
yeah.
we even give it a number?
I don't think we
oh,
did.
we? Oh, we didn't. What number was that?
Probably a 3.
I think a 2.
With all the yois?
There's a lot of
True.
yois.
That,
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're right, with all the yois, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe a 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go to a 3.
I think, and then Teeth and Goldfish is for sure a 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say
Overall,
Schroit level, this album overall is 3. Again,
yeah,
we
has
love
pretty much all the
love
songs.
reviewing albums at Schroit level
Classic.
3. They're not always when we did freaking Chocolat Fondeur Dark Solder. Pretty sure that we gave that one a 2, right, for the Schroit level.
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
that
like
album's not a 3.
Which
Yeah.
is not
Most-
out yet. like
Yeah,
when we're
no,
recording
it
this.
is.
It's gonna
it
be
is.
out.
It just came out.
Oh, that's
It
the one
came
that
out
came
as
out.
we're recording this. Yeah. It's out.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you
no,
can
it's
go
out.
listen to it right now.
Yeah, unless I accidentally put the wrong thumbnail for the video, which would be really funny, but I'm pretty sure I put the right one.
No, yeah, I watched it actually.
That
I
is
watched
the right
whole
one.
thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my mic was peaking. Awesome
Great
style.
one.
Yeah,
Great.
great video. Go watch it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But now,
I feel like a lot of Schroit artists feel the need, and
Yeah.
I don't blame them, to go a little crazy in their songs because it's Schroit. It's like
Yeah.
it's weird,
yeah,
which often leads to level 3, because they'll have like their normal, nice, soft stuff, and
Mhm.
that builds into 3s a lot of the time, because
Yeah.
that's a classic
Yeah.
way of
Yeah.
making songs,
mm-hmm.
It's something that I've learned
which
in my
just leads
years
to more
of
3 albums.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
end of the day.
something I've learned with my years of making Schroit is having a lot is not always better.
Yeah, that's true.
For example, like a lot of my great songs have like a lot of stuff happening, but not all at the same time, or sometimes not a lot of stuff happening at all. Like Copper Wires has one instrument,
Yeah, futility of looking
we
both
have-
ways.
still looking both ways, very
Yeah.
spread out, very like you hear everything happening,
Mhm.
and then I think one of my
I saw
songs,
God
The
and it was
Consequence-
beautiful.
Yeah, that's another simple one. And I think like the Consequences of Controversy, that's like one of my more like complex popular songs, but it's still very
Yeah,
like it has more stuff happening than the other popular ones that I have, but it's still you can hear everything happening.
yeah. Also, just that my statement there is really good without context. You're just listing things off, and I just say I saw God and it was beautiful, and then we just keep going. But very good song. It's a very good song.
Yeah.
No, or even like if we look at a Paddywhack example off of White Boy Messiah here, Dangling Record. That's a great use of Yoi on bass. Like, it's just such an iconic line. It's a great song. I think it's a fantastic song. But even the Yoi is the main instrument, but everything else is really supporting it, and they kind of take turns a little bit sometimes. But it's great. It's another good example of that. Not too long as well. Sweet spot length, I think it's around 30 seconds.
Yeah, the Yoi is great.
The Yoi is great.
It's often great in pretty much every song. You just want to make sure you don't make it the entire song.
Yeah.
You want to have the other stuff still be audible and good around it.
Except if that's your goal, is to make a song that's just
Yeah,
the
you
like,
could do it, but most of
Yeah.
the time you don't want to.
Jester of the outlet. Anyways, now I think it's time for us to give our subjective Schroit ratings. Is what everyone's been waiting for. What do we think about this album?
I think
Who's
it's a
giving
2.
it a 3? Oh, a 2?
I agree. I'll give this quality rating 2. 2. Paddywhack.
I think there are some good ones, but there are some that like lower it for me. Like the first song is fantastic. If the Yoi was just a little quieter in like all of the Yoi songs, I think it would bring it up to a 3 for me. So it's that close to already being a 3, but I would say 2 overall.
Fair.
As well.
So Schroit
Something I
level
think would
3,
be funny-
quality rating 2.
Rating.
2 is still good.
But it's a
Yeah.
good
Good.
starting
Hey,
album.
It could have
It's-
been 1. That's true.
Yeah.
This is a debut.
as a
and-
starting album,
this
I
is
would say
also
it's
not
good.
the first album we've given a quality rating of 2 on the show, so hey. The other one was also a
It's-
starting album.
What you can do now is you re-release this album called it Remastered and redo all the songs, but with the Yoi a bit less loud, and then we have to re-listen to all.
Yeah,
those
what you do is
songs.
you call it remastered
Or-
and you re-record everything a cappella.
Yes.
What you do is you say that it's remastered and then release it exactly the same.
I have an album that is Skin Lesion's original upload that I just made
but
every
add
song
intermissions.
worse.
Yeah.
Oh.
Add a 5-minute
Remastered,
intermission
but-
each song.
Am I the only one who's done that up to now? Who's taken an album and re-uploaded it, but like a bit differently? I think
I haven't done
no
it.
one else has done that yet.
Yeah, I think it was like for a separate album, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was just
anyways.
like, I want to re-upload my
Yeah.
first album because it's funny.
That's valid.
But
Anyways, guys,
This great debut album,
Great debut
I
album.
think, continue making Schroit. I want to
Keep
see
it
My
up.
more of
favorite
this, like,
artist.
so
when
true.
when I saw this out and I was like, this is awesome. We gotta review this. This is like one of the albums we gotta check out.
Yeah.
And I'm glad we did.
Yeah.
It's a good start. It's
Mhm.
You can see the Schroit in there,
You can see
you
the
build
love
up
of the
on the
game, the
Schroit.
true love of the game.
and you got yourself a good artist.
Thank you everyone for
Yeah.
watching this episode of Schroit It Up. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Join the Discord server. Comment what album should we look at next, or single.
Try to
What
give us, like,
release
one.
should we look at next? Yeah, maybe recommend really good ones, or maybe recommend ones that suck. We'll do something. I think honestly, we've done a lot of new ones recently. I think maybe we can spice it up with some classics. We'll see. We'll see what we
We,
what we
hey,
do next.
we should maybe do one of ours. Like, let's see if we
Maybe.
can like shit on our own
We
stuff.
should have
Hey, don't say
should
that
have-
one. That's a bad
poop
word.
on our own stuff.
Yeah, Dookie
Poop.
on camera.
Dookie.
You should listen to the first albums of everyone.
Yo, those are
I mean,
classic.
Yeah.
Just to have them like in the system, so if someone's like, "What
Liberal
is Schroit?" we
democracy.
could just be like, "This is Schroit," and then we show them the first.
Yeah.
album.
Skin lesions.
Mhm.
Yeah, Skin Lesions. We have Liberal Democracy
Consume
and
computer.
Yeah,
What?
consume the pewter.
yeah,
Consume the
Consume
pewter.
Computer. I heard Computer, and I was like, "That's not an album." And then there's
That's
also
not real.
Beef
Beef critters. Yeah,
These
classic.
critters. Yeah.
Anyways, we'll discuss that off camera, but thank you for watching.